It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Ooh, it's spooky tonight.
Why?
Happy Halloween, everybody. Oh, on Halloween.
Yes, it is.
Very good. Ernie Johnson, Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal.
Ernie.
We're putting our costumes on later. How are you going? What are you going to be for Halloween?
I'm wearing a mask right now.
Oh, okay.
He's Shaquille O'Neal tonight.
Who are you going to be?
No, I'm wearing a mask too. See, he's wearing a Kenny Smith mask, and I'm wearing a Shaquille mask.
Oh, man,
Yeah,
I got so confused.
Right,
Yes.
you didn't know.
Man, I'm sorry. I'm a little slow tonight.
I know.
Tonight, we'll see the Los Angeles Lakers playing against the Detroit Pistons. Well, for Detroit, from their first 7 games, they've come away with just 1 win. Whatever optimism they brought with them into the season has faded significantly. And tonight, 2 top-tier centers going toe-to-toe. Obviously, the center position has become more multi-dimensional than ever. Shaq, give us your thoughts on how your position has evolved.
Well, the new defensive rules make it harder to post up. Versatility has never been more important for centers. Starting to play small ball, you need to get a little more versatile and show them that, hey, Hakeem is not gone.
Do you think you could survive in the league in this day and age?
Oh, yes.
Wow, what a question.
Yes.
I can't believe he even asked you that.
I can't believe he answered it.
I think you come off the bench now.
Yeah, you could be a great 6th man.
Oh!
Whoa!
Okay, you could stop.
Shaq don't do bench.
Okay. Defensively, centers just have to guard, and Shaq could guard.
Yeah.
Like a play guard.
Happy Halloween, everybody. Trick or treat, it's the NBA. We're glad to get spooky with you tonight. Kevin Harlan here with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, and our sideline reporter is David Aldridge. Welcome to Los Angeles, home court advantage for the Lakers. We are live at the Staples Center. It has not been a dramatic change this season to the performance last year in terms of the record, guys. Every game, though, a chance to get better as a team.
And for the Lakers, they haven't made any of the strides they were hoping to see prior to the season. Again, hanging around at the bottom of the standings.
Yeah, it's full makeover time now, guys. I'm sure they've learned their lesson that this roster is not one that can sustain any kind of success in today's NBA.
Now let's send it down to David Aldridge, standing by from the sidelines. David?
Well, guys, Stan Van Gundy has coached the likes of Alonzo Mourning, Shaquille O'Neal, and Dwight Howard. But he said, as a rebounder, Andre Drummond is as good as anybody, if not the best that I've ever been around. He just goes out and gets the ball. Drummond said it's just a will. The will to get the ball most people won't jump for. I just put myself out there. Kevin?
Thanks, D.A. And Drummond is just a hulk of a man. He's really the backbone of this team. Clark, assess the center position right now in the NBA. I'm talking about elite centers and their place in the game.
Well, the center position has changed, Kevin. You don't have a lot of back-to-the-basket centers anymore. More of the big guys are stepping out and are more like stretch fours than traditional big guys. What you have in the center position now typically are rebounders and rim protectors. Not many dominant scorers on the low block.
Tip-off goes to the Lakers. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. On the floor for Detroit, Lure and Drummond together down low. Jackson and Bradley are in the backcourt, and it's Harris in at the 3 slot. And so the Los Angeles Lakers get the first points of the ballgame. 11 feet out, and he hits it. Here are the Lakers. This game coming after a loss against the Jazz.
Frustrating when missed free throws become contagious. Really the Achilles heel in that one.
Well, if you're going to win, you've got to shoot a good percentage from the stripe, and for them, they have no one to blame but themselves.
And that one's good by Lopez.
It's really hard to bother Lopez on his jumpers. He's just so big, and he has a pretty high release point, too.
Jackson kicks to Drummond. The dish to Harris. Lure the screen. Jumper off the screen, and he tries off the glass, but it's no good. And here is Los Angeles now. It's a three-point game. Here's Ingram. And it's off from three-point range. Caldwell Pope against Bradley. Out to Harris. Outside Bradley. 5 to shoot. Drummond a screen. The Pistons need to get off a shot here. Hammers the alley-oop through.
And I like the timing, Kevin, that Drummond has on these alley-oops. That's not as easy as he makes it look. He knows precisely when to leave the ground to receive the pass and finish it off.
And the replay presented by Under Armour. Unleash chaos, giving us the chance to enjoy that alley-oop all over again. And the Lakers breathe a sigh of relief this summer, retaining their lottery pick that had a greater than 50-50 chance of falling to the 76ers.
And you know what, Kevin? That's a huge boost for the franchise, drafting Lonzo Ball. They kept their pick, but that means they will lose their 2018 pick. No upside to losing games this season. They're going all in.
Harris missing again. Lakers leading by 3. Here's Ball. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
Man, I like Ball's energy going to the rack. I mean, he's showing no fear because he knows he's going to get hit, and he drives inside anyway.
It's his first trip to the line.
And, you know, so often we hear about a player coming out as an elite athlete. But Lonzo Ball is an elite basketball brain. I mean, this guy sees everything on the court, a terrific passer, but more importantly, he's a guy that players like playing with. He really approaches the game like a 10-year vet.
And so the ball goes out of bounds. Lopez touched it last.
And checking out the numbers for Ingram, how he did last season. Averaged about 9 points a game last year, 4 rebounds and 2 assists. And his rookie season, an opportunity to learn the NBA game. He's hoping to take a larger role in his sophomore campaign.
Well, he had the whole summer to work on his game now. I believe he will take that next step forward in his development.
Marjanovic, no good. And with Lonzo Ball, you've heard all the comparisons to Jason Kidd as how he plays and views things as if it's a chess match. Greg, pretty good company to be in.
I tell you, that just shows the lofty expectations Ball has been saddled with, and he's the ultimate team player and plays to win. There are questions about his game, but what I always say is the fact that the players he plays with tend to play their best basketball, which I think is a reflection of his game.
LA is gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. Randall kicks to Zubats. Lawson outside. He dishes it to Randall. Here's the 3. No good from Lawson.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Marjanovic with a screen for Johnson. Back to Smith. Nice ball movement by Detroit. There's a screen by Marjanovic. There's Galloway, and they're unable to get the tying basket there. And Lawson with the drive uses the glass to finish the layup.
And the passing of Ingram, I mean, setting up his teammates and distributing the ball the way he does, effortless.
Pistons trail by 4. Guys, they're looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
4 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Here's Marjanovic. Randall grabs the board.
Has to be disappointing seeing him miss that one, Kevin. I mean, the defense wasn't bad, but still, I think he needs to convert from there.
Pass to Ingram. Here's Clarkson. That misses, would have counted had it gone in. And we reached the end of the first quarter. Lakers lead by 4. Live from the Staples Center, you're watching. Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. And taking a look at the Lakers' performance here. What have they been... Pistons trail by 4. Filling out the wings, it's Clarkson and Ingram. Julius Randle is out there with Brandon Bass. And it's Lawson in at the point. That's who's in the game for the Lakers. They get it back.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
And really, guys, I can't put a ceiling on Ingram. With his length and his shooting stroke and work ethic, this is a guy who I think has the potential to be truly great.
And the Lakers making a change here. Azili's checked in, and a switcher also for Detroit. Udrich is checked back in. Dishes it to Johnson. There's the pick. Screen by Smith. Here's Marjanovic, and Harris wide open. He shoots, connects from three-point range. Harris has got 5. So for the Pistons, their last game a loss to the Warriors in Oakland.
Yeah, and in a hostile environment, they did not rise to the occasion, especially on the defensive side.
Yeah, there was no shine on that effort. Really lackluster. Their D was nowhere to be found.
Clock at 6. Ingram kicks to Lawson. Tried to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark.
And when you look at what the Pistons have done, pretty clear this is a team that has a vision of who they want to be. Strong defensively, really good at rebounding the basketball, and I think deliberate and patient on the offensive side of the floor.
Harris. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. And with the Pistons, this has been the identity the team has been aiming for under Stan Van Gundy. It's taken shape, but has yet, Greg, to produce big results.
I think it's because they've just always been 1 or 2 pieces short of making that next jump. I think the conference has gotten stronger, and while their best players are really good, I don't think they're quite at that elite level yet to allow this group to take that next step.
Looking at who's out there now for the Lakers. Brook Lopez is checked in for Azili. Caldwell Pope comes in for Ingram. And Ball subbed in for Ty Lawson. Good on the triple. He's got 7.
And a nice job from Lopez to catch and shoot in a fluid motion. And for a guy as big as he is, that's really impressive.
To the inside. Shot is good, and the Los Angeles leads cut down to just 1 on the bucket from Lure.
Oh, I love that dish down low.
Now here's Ball. He's guarded by Udrich and stolen by Drummond. And here's the fast break. Udrich leading the way. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. And looking back at last season, here's a look at the 3-point and 2-point shot attempt averages for the Pistons.
And I think they had the right idea. They didn't rely too much on the 3-point shot or, for that matter, the inside game. They kind of altered their game plan depending on the opponent and really avoided being one-dimensional.
Detroit making a switch. Jackson's checked in.
And we've documented it. Ball has a hitch in his giddy-up on that shot. But it works. I mean, it's all about release and follow-through and confidence and repetition. And if he has room, then he'll make you pay.
Drummond passes to Brantley. Inside, Lure. It's rebounded by Bass.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over him.
Ball kicks to Bass. The pass to Ball. Some nice passing here by Los Angeles. Shoots from 14, and he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in. Lopez has got 9. Clark, if you were coaching a team, you had 1 shot to win a game on the line, which player in the league would you want to take that shot?
I like a lot of guys for last shot circumstances. LeBron James is always on my list. Kyrie Irving is at the top of my list. Damian Lillard is a killer. Isaiah Thomas, the little big man, is phenomenal in those kind of late game situations. But I think I'm going to tip my hat to Kyrie Irving. Uncle Drew is my guy.
Lure the screen. Jackson kicks to Lure. The timely screen gave him a step, and he took it all the way. Lure's got his second bucket.
And that's why it's so important to really be a good screening team. You get a lot of open looks from it.
Lopez, no luck. The Pistons have gone 4 of 6 from the field here in the second. 1:06 left in the first half. Jackson from long range. They grab their own miss. Here's Drummond, and the officials call a traveling violation.
I had a chance to check out stats for Bradley. Last year, getting it done. He averaged about 16 points a game, 6 rebounds, and 2 assists. And some pretty good numbers, guys. He's certainly making a contribution.
Better than expected. He still has a ways to go, but I like what I'm seeing right now.
Looking at who's out there now for the Lakers. Zubac is checked.
Ball has a nice feel for when his guys are open. He's solid, really solid when it comes to getting his teammates clean looks.
Here's Galloway, and Detroit again with the bucket. Several lead changes going on here in the early portion of this game.
It reminds me of that Cameo song, Back and Forth.
Ball with it. Jackson on him. Ball with the bucket.
Boy, I tell you what, Ball doing a nice job using his size down in the post, rising up above his defender to get that one to go down.
Outside Jackson. No good with the elbow jumper. And a pretty tightly contested game here as we end the first half. Los Angeles on.
Thank you, Kevin. Here was Stan Van Gundy. Coach, you trailed early on, but what changed to get your guys into a rhythm?
You know, we just kept fighting. I don't know what changed. We just started playing. Our guys will keep playing. I know that.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, folks. Ernie Johnson here alongside Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. A competitive matchup for the Lakers in the first quarter. Their field goal percentage was a robust 50% in the period. That's something they can hang their hat on. They were outscored by just a bit in the second quarter as they go into the break now holding just a 1-point advantage. And let's get your thoughts, Kenny, on the Lakers.
Well, I think to shoot a high percentage, your offense has to be in sync. And in the first half, those guys were sharing the basketball, playing for each other. Now it becomes a matter of being consistent at it.
Check. What'd you think about the Pistons?
Well, they need to turn the heat up on D. Too often we saw them back on the hill, not dictating the pace. They allowed a shooting percentage in the high 50s. Remind me of my free throw percentage, the high 50s. Come on, guys.
That's it for halftime. Glad you could join us, as now we send you back to the action for the start of the third quarter.
And welcome back to the second half of our Halloween broadcast. Nice game, great performance, but the Pistons trailing. And while most teams are moving in the direction of attacking from three-point range or inside, Greg, this Pistons team will still look to make a living in the mid-range game.
Yeah, and the Pistons right at the top of the NBA in terms of the highest percentage of their points coming from the mid-range. Almost 20% of their points coming from that area. You have to play to the strengths of your team, even in an ever-evolving game right now. That's where their bread is buttered.
And Detroit, looking at who they've got. Jackson and Bradley are in the backcourt. Lure and Drummond together down low. And it's Harris in at the 3. 5 on the clock. Pulls up. Off the left rim and out.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
And it's Ingram missing.
Kevin, I like the defense there. I mean, they didn't make that easy, and he definitely seemed intimidated by the defenders.
And really an interesting move by the Pistons, in effect shedding 2 starters in Contavious Caldwell-Pope and Marcus Morris for one in Avery Bradley. Stan Van Gundy clearly valued Bradley's leadership and playoff experience.
Ball kicks to Lopez. Nailed from three-point land. Lopez has got 12 points in the game.
And you go beyond the stats, and Lopez has been a real presence inside on the offensive end in this one.
Lure sets the pick for Jackson. Nance against Lure. Bradley dishes to Harris. Detroit, no good that time either.
And Avery Bradley, an unrestricted free agent after this season. The Pistons have made it clear they're willing to pay the luxury tax to retain his services.
Lopez with the bucket.
He is in the zone. There's a reason he keeps getting the ball. They're feeding him because they trust him to lead their team.
And the Pistons decide to take their first timeout right here. This, their first look at this year's Los Angeles squad.
An interconference matchup. They faced these guys twice a season, and last year they took both games.
Two teams in the bottom of the East and West, as you said. These regular season victories count for more. Both hungry for a win tonight.
Looking at who's out there now for the Lakers. Festus Ezeli, he's checked in for Lopez. And Ty Lawson subbed in for Ball. Smith for three. A rebound by the Lakers.
Ugly start in the second half. They've missed their first four. They've got to get on track.
Passes to Nance. It's Ingram on the wing. Who's guarded by Johnson. And Nance kicks to Ezeli. The Lakers need to get a shot off here. Again, Los Angeles.
Luke Walton is the 26th coach in Lakers history, and it was love at first sight for the Lakers. I mean, after one interview with the team and the top brass, the other interviews were all canceled, and the dream job was his for the taking, and I think he's going to turn out to be quite a good coach in the NBA.
And here's Harris from the arc. A rebound by Ezeli.
Yeah, he's costing them right now, sabotaging them a little bit. He's got to find his shot if they want to win this game.
And Caldwell Pope gets the basket.
And you can sense they're starting to take charge here.
You know, they seem to be on the same page out there, Greg. I mean, definitely the momentum is with them.
Harris passes to Bradley. He kicks to Smith. Back to Bradley, looking to end the run. Sinks the triple.
Timeout.
And he called it his dream job. But a lot of risk for Luke Walton, certainly in Los Angeles. Lakers had just gone through the worst season in franchise history.
Yeah, and, you know, not to mention the unrest in the front office, Kevin. In the end, though, for Luke, it was just too good an opportunity to pass up. He's a SoCal guy. He won rings in L.A., and it wasn't the safe move, but sometimes the best moves require some risk, and it was where he wanted to be.
Catching up on the changes for Los Angeles, Zubac is checked in for Festus Ezeli. Randall comes in for Ingram, and it's Jordan Clarkson in for Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. Here's Randall. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
Smith against Lawson. Bradley, no one around him. It's good, the assist that time from Smith. Now just a 4-point Laker lead. Over to the left wing. Here's Zubac. Gets the jumper from the corner to fall. 56 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. Here's Galloway. He's covered by Clarkson. Screen by Smith. Harris kicks to Marjanovic. Pistons passing it around. It's good.
And, you know, whenever Smith gets that close to the bucket, he's sharp in how he finishes these chances. I mean, he's got a lot of different ways to get that ball up and down.
Over in the corner, Randall. And a miss there on the triple.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
Galloway dishes to Harris. Marjanovic, a screen on Nance. Here's Galloway. Kept alive.
Well executed. Great rhythm. You've got to finish that one.
Agree with you there, partner, because that screen really freed him up nicely, and that's a shot that if you're a pro, you need to make that one.
Smith for three, and it would have counted had it fallen, but it's offline. And so it's the Los Angeles Lakers with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. Their defense has been terrific in this game, and we'll be back with you shortly. And now let's take a listen to Stan Van Gundy on a recent huddle.
Hey, get our defense and rebounding. Let's get the ball down.
Thanks for joining us again as we get set for the fourth quarter. A terrific game so far. Ball and Clarkson team up together in the backcourt. Randall is the 4 with Lopez in the middle. And it's Nance in at the 3 spot. That's the Laker 5. Bobbed up there for Drummond.
No hesitation at all on the alley-oop. Saw his teammate with a path to the hoop, and bang, lobbed it right up there for him to finish.
And he was ready for it when he elevated and made the catch.
And he chose the conservative finish with the nice, easy layup, which was a good decision.
And nobody, guys, among the defenders stepping up to challenge him on that drive to the 10.
And Greg, he says, thank you very much, and sails in for the flush.
And those are the kind of sequences that tell you why the score is what it is.
Over to the left wing. And no one near Clarkson as he lets it go. Buries the long-range jumper.
You know, Clarkson really working on his range, and defenses better wise up to it.
Lure sets the pick for Jackson. Feeds it to Lure. Pass to Galloway. A 3 from Bradley. That's good, and so Galloway with the assist. Bradley's got 10 points here in the second half.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Time-dropping delights is what I call it.
That is a nice pass. I will give you that one.
Yep, he's on the money, that's no doubt.
Always got to patrol the three-point line. When you don't, you suffer the consequences.
Pistons trail by 9. Now Jackson. Kicks it to Galloway. Lure screen on Clarkson. Shot clock at 6. Bradley can't get it to go. For Los Angeles, they've gone 3 of 5 here in the fourth quarter. Pretty good numbers coming out of the break. Lopez. And again, Los Angeles with the triple. Clark, you know we like to reach out to the fans and have them send in questions, so I've got one right now. Here's Alex in Ohio, of all places. He asks, what sport other than basketball are you best at?
I specialized early, Alex. I was a decent athlete, had good hands, could catch and throw a football pretty well, but didn't like the contact there. Right now, I'm actually just a good workout guy, and I'm trying to become a better than average golfer.
Now a timeout called by Detroit.
And with the tide running against them, needs to talk it over with his guys.
You're exactly right. Halting the other team's run momentarily. Let's see what he comes up with now, Greg.
Brandon Ingram, he's checked in for the Lakers. Contavious Caldwell-Pope comes in for Clarkson. And the Pistons making a change here as well. Reno Udrich, he's checked in for Langston Galloway. He gets a chance now to catch up with the fourth member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
During the timeout, I listened in on Stan Van Gundy's huddle. He was begging them to step it up. He said, we've got to make the move now, or we're going to be out of time and out of luck. Give it everything you've got out there. Kevin?
And that monster lead continues to grow. They are just piling it on now.
Yeah, it looks too easy for him. Almost looks too easy for him, I should say, Greg. I mean, their chemistry really, really at a high level.
Ball kicks to Lopez. And the dunk by Lopez.
Just terrific determination. First, compiling the lead, and now building on it.
And that's what you want to do. I mean, you can't let the opposition off the hook here. I mean, you've got to keep adding to that lead.
Bradley with the ball, now guarded by Ingram. And he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up.
And Avery Bradley won the national high school title at Findlay Prep and was considered a top 5 prospect. Some had him even at number 1, and still after 1 season at Texas, he fell to the Celtics at 19 in that 2010 draft.
Nancy's checked in for Randall. Tobias Harris is checked in for the Pistons. And here's Los Angeles. They're on a 16-5 run here. Here's Lopez. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. And Bradley, a great athlete. He won the dunk contest in high school. Terrific player, but he's not a big highlight player, it seems, in the NBA, Greg.
Yeah, you know, his strength and explosiveness more on display defensively, and that's been his meal ticket. He's added skill, though. He's turned the corner and has become a two-way threat.
Here's Lopez. He drains the quick shot. Lopez has got 10 points in the quarter.
And this is going to end in a lopsided victory. I love the tenacity and aggressiveness as well as the ability to close. You really got to give it up here for the Lakers.
And they had to battle for this win. There were times when it looked like it was maybe slipping away a bit, but they never let that happen, which I thought was a real credit to them.
And that's a product of their mental toughness. Anytime the floor of the game turned against them, instead of caving, they just dialed it up a notch and were able to pull away.
And every win important, and this one will go down as win number 3.
And so they win their first game against this squad. It's a 2-game season series, and they'll be going for the sweep the next time they face off.
Yeah, and Greg, when it is just a 2-game season series, the team winning game 1 has that slight mental edge going into the second meeting, knowing they've already solved their opponent one time and only have to do it one more time.
And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for Brook Lopez.
You know what stood out to me, Kevin, was his confidence. I mean, he was taking a lot of good shots and knocking them all down.
From about 16, Ingram passes to Lopez. Wide open shot is on the money.
I'll tell you what, the energy in this arena, you can feel it.
Big time. I mean, it's amazing. Their crowd letting them hear it, and that's always inspiring. They want to see this thing get wrapped up. Really like how he used his body, got outstanding position on the boards, and then maximized it.
To the wing right side. From out on the wing, he knocks it down. And the Lakers lead by 14.
And how much longer are they going to keep that foot on the accelerator?
As long as required, Greg. I mean, you can tell they want to put this thing to bed.
And just enough wiggle room to get off his shot.
Yeah, I like the quick release, Greg. He does a nice job getting it up quickly, especially when he's facing a bigger defender.
And so it's the Lakers taking care of business here. Some good moments throughout this one, but they had the clear advantage down the stretch.
Yeah, I mean, I love the way they executed on both ends of the floor, completely under control for the vast majority of the game. And whenever there was a misstep, they just didn't allow it to fester, and that's why they're going to walk away with the win.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks, Kevin. Brooke, congrats on the win. What is your team's focus right now?
You know, we were taking it one game at a time. We knew we had to come in here, get a win. We knew our crowd was going to support us. It was going to be easy. And now we got to focus on our next game on the road. You know, it's all about staying together.
Well, we'll see if you can take that with you on the road. Congrats again. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that'll do it, folks. For Clark Kellogg, great.